On the way, and we begin with our CBS early window. It was almost over early here as Shedeur Sanders nearly takes an intentional grounding in the end zone, just outside of the end zone, but still spelled disaster. They'd have to punt it away on a fourth and extremely long. Need a stop, couldn't get it, fourth and short. You know the rest. Josh Allen over the top, and the Bills, despite a lack of style points, get the win and are now a result away from clinching a spot in the postseason picture. You saw the sack man himself pictured there at the end. Myles Garrett was credited with a half sack. You got to see the video to believe it, but now a half sack away from tying the record, a full sack away from holding it on his own. In the end, 11 wins now for the Buffalo Bills. And for more, we take you out to the site where future Hall of Famer J.J. Watt joins us with his thoughts on this one. And J.J., I want to begin with the Bills here. It is a win, a fourth in a row, an 11th on the season. The range of outcomes still seems very vast from one performance to another. What do you make of them in their current form?
Yeah, I think they're in that mindset of a win is a win. We're happy we got it. It's not going to be the prettiest film to watch or the most beautiful game that they've ever played, but they found a way to get it done. They had a lot of success running the ball, especially early in the game with James Cook, which they've done all year. Not the biggest passing game for Josh Allen, but at the end of the day, they came out on top, and that's all that matters.
All right, I'm going to borrow from you then. You take them how you can get them, and if you can get a half sack the way that Myles Garrett got on this day, you take that as well. Now 22, a nice round number, a half off of TJ, your brother, and others there at the top of the all-time list on a single season. It seems inevitable that this record will fall. Having been such an elite pass rusher yourself, it feels like everyone has a superpower. He's got a couple different ones, Myles Garrett. How do you define his skill set?
Yeah, the greatest ever have multiple superpowers, and he has exactly that. He can run straight through your face if he wants to with a power bull rush. He can beat you with speed around the edge if he wants to, pure speed, or he can have the agility to go inside, outside, that Euro step move. He can move all over. He does it in so many different ways. Like you said, today that half sack was an interesting one to say the least. I don't think that one's going to make any highlight tapes of his historic season, but inevitable continues to be the word. I feel like that is inevitable that he will break the record. He's having an unbelievable year, and it seems like it's only a matter of time before it comes down.
Not to the level of maybe the Strahan record breaker in head scratcherness, if I may, but that was a wild one on this day. We'll see if he can topple that record here in short order. JJ, Myles Garrett signing that contract begged question of what do you want to accomplish with the remainder of your career? We're seeing seeds from some of this rookie talent, Shedeur Sanders being one. Harold Fannin has had his presence felt often. An unfortunate injury to Quinshon Judkins in the midst of this one right now, but steps in the right direction for Cleveland. What are you seeing from the youth movement?
Yeah, we talked about it on the broadcast. The fact that rookies playing so well and so many of them is a great thing because it's bright for the future, but it also is a sign of where you're at right now that you need that many young guys stepping into big roles. But I think if you're a Browns fan, you have to be excited about these guys. Shedeur played well. He had, obviously, the 2 interceptions, both bounced off, one off his own guy, one off a defender. He had that injury to his pinky, came back in and played. I think Harold Fannin is a phenomenal young player. He's a bright talent that they want to continue to feature. Unfortunate with Quinshon Judkins today. We're all thinking about him. And then on the other side of the ball, Carson Schlesinger is a phenomenal talent in the middle of a Jim Schwartz defense, making tackles all over the place. And one play I loved today was I saw him make a tackle on the kickoff team, and not many middle linebackers wearing the green dot are out there on the kickoff team making those types of tackles. And also 7th in the NFL in total tackles.
The talent of J.J. Watt, always appreciated here on HQ. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
The great J.J. Watt here on HQ as we appreciate that presence each and every week. What a season it's been for him, and what a season it's been on Landman. Now streaming on Paramount Plus, the return of Landman from Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone. Academy Award winner Billy Bob Thornton is back, featuring Academy Award nominees Demi Moore, Andy Garcia, and Sam Elliott. It's Landman, the new season, streaming right now, only on Paramount Plus. Back in studio with the fellas to break down more of what we saw between the Bills and the Browns. And we could take the long-term approach for the Browns here, I'm sure we will, but short order, Mac, what are you seeing from this Bills team? We're looking for them to be in playoff form. We're asking the question if they have enough. It's a win, a fourth in a row.
Yeah.
What do you make of the quality of it?
Well, it wasn't the prettiest. At this stage in the National Football League season, you just want to win. It wasn't the prettiest, but they found a way. And when you look at the stat line for the Buffalo Bills, if I told you Josh Allen will only throw for 130 yards, no touchdowns at all, most people would say they would lose this ball game, right? That would be the common answer. But they won. And you know why? James Cook. James Cook said, Josh, don't worry, it's not your day, but it's my day. The offensive line, in totality, they were phenomenal, jump-starting their successful efforts to be able to get to a nice lead in the first half, and they had enough to weather the storm to finish the deal in the second half. Along with the defense, they sacked Shedeur Sanders a few times, but when they were not sacking Shedeur Sanders, especially during that last opportunity for the Cleveland Browns, they made things difficult for him in terms of the coverage in the back end and what they did with the fronts and the games that they ran against the offensive lineman for Cleveland. It was ugly, but at this stage, like I said, in the National Football League season, you just want to find a way to win. They found a way to win. They came out to be healthy, to say the least. Get ready for the next week.
They are finding ways to win, but I'm a bit concerned about the Buffalo Bills moving forward just because what Josh Allen is happening to do, and he wasn't able to do that today. They are going to play better teams in the playoffs, and they're going to need more from that offense. The offensive line did do a better job of protecting him, giving him time to deliver the ball down the field, but we have yet to see a receiver get loose for this Buffalo Bills offense, and they're going to need a go-to receiver. Josh Allen, he's not going to be able to, in my opinion, rely on his mobility, create extra time, because in this time of the season, the weather's going to be an issue. So therefore, receiver's not going to be as elusive. He's not going to be to get away from pressure as much as he did when it was in the fall, or later going into winter ball. So I'm a bit still concerned with this Buffalo Bills offense.
It's a great point. 9 different targets for Josh Allen in this game. Leading receiver Khalil Shakir with 34 yards. This is the black eye. This is the hole in the armor for the Buffalo Bills. If they're going to move forward and have that man wear his cape, someone has to complement that talent.
Yeah, he has to wear a cape, but you're concerned if he's wearing that cape, if he is Superman. Superman went into the x-ray room at halftime to take a look at that foot that he had injured. And because he put so much on himself, and actually let me back up, because the organization has put so much on Josh Allen, because he does not have a true #1 wide receiver, right? And Keon Coleman, again, a healthy scratch. This time not because he doesn't know how to be a professional, but because the team apparently decided there are better wide receivers out there. An indictment on the building of this team that Josh Allen doesn't have his pick from last year to throw to, that James Cook does have to go off. What do you need in the postseason? You need your run game and you need your defense. We know that they have the run game. We know that they have James Cook. They're still going to have to be able to throw the ball around the yard a little bit.
Yeah.
And we have not seen consistent evidence of that so far from the Bills, and there's nothing that shows me that I should believe in that in January. Meanwhile, they gave up some yards to the Cleveland Browns today, and that was without their starting running back for half that game with Quinshon Judkins going down. So, Pat, I'm right there with you. I am concerned. A win is a win, there's no doubt. And this is a game that was sandwiched between games against the Patriots and a game against the Eagles. And so you could have a little bit of a letdown, a true trap, if you will. Go ahead,
Well, if you look at the Buffalo Bills throughout their entire season so far this year, they have the mindset, not the mindset, they have the problem of playing down to the level of their competition.
That's a huge problem.
That's a problem.
If this is going to be the year that the AFC opens up for you,
that's it.
Because there's no Patrick Mahomes, you may not have a Lamar Jackson, you're not having a Joe Burrow. This is the year, and you play down to your competition.
That's what today. Right? They barely beat the Cleveland Browns without Quinshon Judkins. If you look at some of their losses earlier in the year, losing to Miami in a miss when Miami was in a very, very bad place. Right. Losing to Atlanta early in the year when Atlanta clearly has been in a bad place the entire season. So we've seen these ebbs and flows with the Buffalo Bills.
And should have lost against New England.
Should have lost to New England. They came back a few weeks ago against New England. Yeah. But then you look at some of their outstanding wins, right? Going on the road and dominating what they did against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Early in the year when Carolina was finding their stride, they put 40 on Carolina.
Right. Range of outcomes.
The ebbs and flows of Buffalo has been the storyline for their season, in which what we saw today has become a reality. Because to your point, JJ, next week, who they have? Philadelphia. I'm willing to bet you will see a different Buffalo Bills team next week because of the competition. But that's something that you don't want to see as you get ready for playoff football, because you can't just turn it on and off like that.
Because that's the same question we had last year with the Kansas City Chiefs, with them playing down to their competition, having to come back.
12-0 in one-score games, and then it finally caught up to them in New Orleans, right?
100%.
B-Mac drinks free in Buffalo as he goes to bat for his guys. It's Not the prettiest performance, but a winning effort no less. 4 in a row for the Bills, who are now an evening result away from punching their ticket into the playoff picture. Most consecutive seasons with 11 or more wins. There is a standard set, and maybe that's what we're talking about here. A team that hasn't reached that standard we've seen before. Still, the wins continue to roll in.